Welcome to another episode where we dive deep into the latest in recruitment strategies, AI innovations, and HR solutions. If you're looking to elevate your hiring game and stay ahead in the ever-evolving world of talent acquisition, you're in the right place. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe so you never miss an episode filled with insights, expert interviews, and actionable tips to transform your recruitment approach. Stay tuned for exclusive content designed to make your hiring process smarter, faster, and more effective.
Hey everyone, welcome back. We're doing a deep dive today into something I'm sure you're all very interested in. SaaS Product Manager resumes.
I know our listeners are going to love this one.
Yeah, these are the resumes that'll really make you stop and think.
Absolutely.
Okay, this is it. This is the person we need.
Yeah, and we're going beyond just the basics today.
Yeah, we are.
And figuring out what really makes a SaaS PM resume stand out, what makes it special.
Exactly, because in the SaaS world, like we've talked about before, hiring the right PM
Oh, yeah.
can be the difference between a product that really takes off
Huge difference.
and one that just kind of sits there.
Totally. And, understanding those little details on a resume
Oh, the tiny details.
can give you so much insight into a candidate.
Okay, so let's jump right in.
Yeah.
I'm all about efficiency here.
Love it.
What is it that really sets a SaaS product manager apart from, let's say, someone managing a physical product?
That's a great question. And, while those core PM skills are definitely important,
Yeah, you gotta have those.
SaaS requires a really specialized understanding. It's a different world.
In what way?
Think about it. You've got a traditional PM who's maybe focused on one-time sales,
Yeah.
right? But then you have someone who's completely immersed in the world of subscriptions,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
recurring revenue. That's a whole different ballgame.
So it's not just about coming up with a cool feature.
No.
It's about understanding how that feature is going to keep customers coming back for more.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. It's about building that customer loyalty
Yeah.
and long-term value. And that's where a metric like customer lifetime value comes in.
Okay, LTV?
Yeah, LTV. And this is huge in SaaS because it represents the total revenue a customer generates over their entire relationship with your product.
So basically, how much money are they going to spend with us over time?
Exactly. And a strong SaaS PM resume will demonstrate they really get this.
They get LTV?
Yeah, they understand how their decisions impact it.
Okay, LTV got it.
All right.
So you know me, I love data.
Of course you do.
What kind of technical skills should we be looking for on these resumes?
Data is king in SaaS. That
Oh, wow.
a top-tier SaaS PM, they don't just go with their gut feeling.
Right.
They are fluent in data. So think SQL proficiency for navigating databases,
Okay.
pulling key insights, and then there's mastery of analytics tools like Google Analytics, Mixpanel Amplitude.
Oh, yeah, those are the big ones.
These tools help them track user behavior, measure feature adoption, and make those data-informed decisions.
So it's not enough to just have great ideas.
Nope.
You need to be able to back them up with the numbers.
Show me the data.
Show me the data.
And it's not just about crunching numbers. It's about using those insights to iterate and improve.
Okay, so
Let's say a SaaS PM notices a high churn rate.
churn rate meaning people are canceling the subscriptions.
Exactly. And a data-savvy PM wouldn't just panic. They dive into the data,
Okay.
identify patterns, and use that information to make the product better and reduce churn
So you're constantly looking at the data
all the time.
and then using it to make improvements.
It's a feedback loop. You need that data.
Makes total sense because you can't just throw features out there and hope for the best.
Nope.
So we've got SaaS experience data skills.
Yeah.
I'm all about clarity and ease of use, especially when it comes to user experience.
No, for sure.
So how important is that in the SaaS world?
UX is crucial in SaaS. It's not just a buzzword. It's directly tied to a product's success.
Because if your product is a pain to use,
Oh, yeah.
people are just going to give up on it.
They'll abandon it. So a great SaaS PM knows this and makes user experience a top priority.
Okay.
Their resume is going to showcase their efforts to improve things like onboarding flows, feature discoverability.
So making it easy for people to use the product.
That's the goal. Make it intuitive.
Okay, so we've got SaaS experience, data skills, passion for UX.
You got it.
Anything else we should be looking for?
Yes. Don't forget about agility.
Okay,
The tech world changes fast.
so fast.
So a strong SaaS PM needs to be able to adapt and embrace agile methodologies.
Okay, so explain Agile to me in a nutshell.
All right. So imagine the traditional waterfall approach.
Okay, I'm imagining it.
You plan everything up front. right?
Got it.
But with Agile, you work in short sprints.
Sprints.
Yeah, you're constantly iterating and adapting based on feedback and data.
So you're basically adjusting as you go.
Exactly. You got to be flexible.
So if I see terms like Scrum or Kanban on a resume,
Yes.
that's a good sign that they understand this whole iterative approach.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the buzzwords, it's about the mindset, you know?
Oh, yeah.
A truly agile PM embraces change. They're comfortable with things being a little uncertain.
Yeah, because in the tech world, nothing stays the same for long.
Nope. And they prioritize delivering value incrementally.
Okay, I'm taking notes here. This is great stuff.
Glad you're liking it.
But you know what? I really want to get into the nitty-gritty, the results.
Let's do it.
What should we be looking for in terms of concrete achievements on these resumes?
This is where we get to see those quantifiable results, you know?
Give me the numbers.
We don't want vague statements like improve user experience or manage product development.
Too vague. Yeah.
We want specific. Give me an example.
Okay, give me an example.
Something like increased customer retention by 20%.
Oh, I like that.
Or reduced churn rate by 15%. Maybe they launched a feature that led to a big increase in monthly recurring revenue.
MRR.
Yep, that's the SaaS term. These are the kinds of metrics that show real impact.
Wow. I'm starting to see the difference here. These numbers tell a story.
They do.
They show that the candidate understands what really matters in SaaS.
You got it. And those quantifiable achievements often point to strong leadership.
Okay, let's talk about that, because even with a data-driven approach and a focus on UX,
Yeah.
you still need someone who can actually lead a team effectively.
You're absolutely right. And just saying led a team on a resume doesn't really cut it.
It's like, okay, but how did you lead?
Exactly, what was the impact?
That's right.
We want to see evidence of collaboration, communication, the ability to inspire a team.
So give me an example of what a good leadership description would look like.
A strong one might say something like, led cross-functional teams to launch feature X, resulting in a 10% increase in user engagement.
Ooh, I like that. It's very specific.
Right. It paints a much clearer picture of their leadership style and impact.
This is all starting to click for me. It's not just about checking off boxes.
Nope.
It's about understanding the nuances of the SaaS world and how a candidate's experience aligns with those specific challenges and opportunities.
You nailed it.
But I have a feeling there are also some red flags to watch out for.
Oh, absolutely. There are some definite red flags.
And I bet knowing about those red flags can save you a lot of time and headaches down the road.
You bet they can. And that's what we'll dive into next time.
Can't wait.
Get ready for those red flags.
I'm ready. Bring on the red flags.
So are you ready for those red flags?
Oh, I am. I'm ready. Bring them on.
All right. The first one that always gets me is vague descriptions.
Vague descriptions, yeah.
If a candidate can't explain what they did clearly and concisely, that's a warning sign.
Yeah, like saying, I made the product better. Okay, but how?
Exactly. We need specifics, details.
So no fluff.
Yeah.
Just the facts.
Another red flag, lack of measurable impact. If a resume lists all these projects and features, but doesn't tell you how those things actually affected the product, that's a problem.
So even if they've worked in SaaS before, if they can't show they made a real difference,
Yeah.
that's a no-go.
Pretty much we're looking for results, not just someone who was there.
Results.
And finally, be careful of candidates whose experience is all over the place.
Too broad.
Yeah, they might have tried a bit of everything,
Yep.
but that doesn't always mean they'll be successful in SaaS.
That's interesting. So someone who's been a PM for, say, a toothbrush company,
Right.
they might not be the best fit for a SaaS platform, even if they have some general PM experience.
They could adapt, possibly, but ideally you want someone who already gets SaaS, you know?
They've been there, done that.
Yeah, time is precious in this industry. You don't want to spend months teaching someone the ropes.
Right, when you can hire someone who's ready to hit the ground running.
Exactly.
I'm feeling much more confident now. It's like you've given me a secret decoder ring for these resumes.
That's what I'm here for.
I can actually tell the difference between a good resume and a truly great one now.
That's the goal, to give you the knowledge you need to make the right hiring decisions.
Because finding the right SaaS PM can make a huge difference for a company.
Absolutely a game changer.
Okay, so our listeners are probably thinking, I get the must-haves, I know the red flags, but what does a truly amazing SaaS PM resume actually look like?
Great question. Let's break down some real-world examples.
Okay, let's do it. I want to see how all this comes together in a resume that really blows you away.
All right, so picture this. You're looking at a resume for a potential SaaS PM.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
Right off the bat, you should get a sense of their career path, what kinds of products they've worked on.
So, like, have they been at startups, big companies, or somewhere in between?
Exactly, that context is really important.
Okay, so company size and stage that can tell you something about the candidate's experience.
Absolutely. A PM who's thrived at a fast-paced startup
Yeah.
might have a different skill set than someone who's worked in a huge corporation.
Makes sense. Different environments, different challenges.
And then dig into their specific accomplishments. Remember those quantifiable achievements?
Oh, yeah. The numbers.
This is where they really stand out. Instead of just listing responsibilities,
Right.
a great resume will highlight how the candidate moved the needle, like increase user engagement by 15% by redesigning the onboarding flow.
Okay, so it's not just about what they did, but how it impacted the product.
Exactly. Show me the results.
But how do we know if those results are actually impressive? Like, what are we comparing them to?
That's where industry knowledge comes in.
Okay.
Understanding typical benchmarks for things like churn rate,
Yeah.
customer acquisition costs, LTV, that helps you understand how significant those achievements really are.
So we need to do our homework, too.
A little bit, yeah.
It's not just about seeing big percentages. It's about knowing what those percentages mean in the real world.
You got it. And don't forget about those qualitative aspects, too.
Okay, like what?
Did they mentor other PMs? Did they lead collaboration across different teams?
Yeah, did they fight for user-centric design?
Yes, these things might not be quantifiable,
Right.
but they tell you a lot about a candidate's values and work style.
So it's like you're a detective piecing together all these clues to figure out who this person is.
Exactly, and what they bring to the table. You're looking for the story behind the skills.
Okay, I like that, the story behind the skill.
What were their motivations? What challenges did they face? How did they grow?
This is all so interesting. It's making me rethink how I look at resumes.
I'm glad to hear that.
But I'm curious, beyond those accomplishments, are there any other sections of the resume we should pay attention to?
Absolutely, don't skip over the skills section.
The skills section.
This is where you can quickly see a candidate's technical skills and their comfort level with different tools and methodologies.
So I'm looking for those keywords we talked about: SQL data visualization tools, agile methodologies.
Yes, but it's not just about listing them. It's about showing how they use those skills in real life.
So a candidate might say proficient in SQL, and then give an example of how they used it to analyze customer data and predict churn.
Exactly. That's the kind of detail we want to see.
And we can't forget about soft skills either.
Oh, absolutely. Communication, collaboration, problem solving.
So important.
Essential for a good SaaS PM.
But how do you spot those soft skills on a resume?
You have to look for clues in how they describe their past projects and accomplishments.
Okay.
Did they lead teams? Did they manage complex relationships? Did they communicate a product vision effectively?
So I'm reading between the lines looking for those examples of soft skills in action.
Exactly. And speaking of reading between the lines, there's one last section that people often overlook.
Which is,
The interests or activities section.
really, I always thought that was just extra stuff.
I know, but it can be really insightful. It gives you a glimpse into their personality,
Okay.
their passions. Do they have a side hustle related to tech?
Interesting.
Are they volunteering somewhere that shows leadership or empathy?
So it's like getting a peek into their world outside of work?
Exactly. You can learn a lot about what they value.
Okay, so don't just skim that section.
No digging there.
It might have some hidden gems.
So remember, when you're looking at a SaaS PM resume, don't just look at the surface. Take your time. Analyze the details. Connect the dots.
Don't just skim.
You might be surprised by what you find.
This has been amazing. I feel like I have a whole new way of looking at these resumes now.
That's great to hear.
But I have one last question for you.
Okay, shoot.
Let's say we've done all the steps. We've analyzed the resume. We've spotted the red flags.
Yeah.
We've looked at their accomplishments.
Yeah.
But we're still not sure.
Okay.
What's the one question we can ask ourselves to really know if this candidate is the right fit?
That's a great question, and it leads us perfectly into the final part of our deep dive.
Okay, so we've talked about what to look for, what to avoid. We've even looked at some examples.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
But let's say we're still not 100% sure about a candidate.
Yeah.
What's that one final question we can ask ourselves?
For me, it always comes back to this: does this candidate really get our target audience?
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Do they understand the problems we're trying to solve with our product?
Ah, so it goes beyond just their skills and experience.
Exactly. It's about their mindset, their ability to see things from the user's perspective.
To empathize with the user.
Yes, because a great SaaS PM isn't just churning out features.
Right.
They're a problem solver. They're obsessed with understanding the user's needs, their pain points, what motivates them.
And that empathy influences everything they do.
It really does, from the features they choose to how they explain the product's value.
It's like they need to step into the user's shoes and see the world through their eyes.
Exactly. And you can often see that ability reflected in their past work experience.
Oh.
Did they do user research? Did they gather customer feedback? Did they push for user-centric design?
Oh, I see. Those are all signs that they get it.
Yeah, they understand that the user is at the heart of everything.
So it's not just about building something cool.
Yeah.
It's about building the right thing for the right people.
And that means understanding the market, the competition, the whole industry landscape.
And being able to keep up with all the changes.
A SaaS PM who's always learning and adapting is incredibly valuable.
This has been so insightful. You've really given me a new way of looking at these resumes.
Glad to hear it.
Any other final tips before we wrap up?
Remember, hiring is a mix of art and science. You can analyze the data,
Yeah.
but you also need to trust your gut. Find someone who fits your team and your company culture.
Because you can teach skills,
Yeah.
but culture fit is much harder to force.
So trust your instincts, ask the tough questions, and don't be afraid to really dig deep to find the right SaaS PM.
Well said. I think we've covered everything you need to know about deciphering SaaS PM resumes.
Hopefully we've given our listeners some good food for thought.
Before we go, I want to leave everyone with one last thing to think about. If you are hiring a SaaS PM, what's the one question you would ask to really see if they get it?
Oh, that's a good one.
Share your thoughts with us on social media. We'd love to hear from you.
We love hearing from our listeners.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of SaaS Product Manager resumes.
It's been fun.
We hope you learned something new, and until next time, happy hiring.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest episodes and exclusive content designed to enhance your recruitment strategies.